Hey there, friends. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Up with KREM on this Monday morning. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Let's go ahead and send things right out to our meteorologist, Jeremy Lagoo, in the Outdoor Weather Center, because Jeremy's been tracking the storm for us, and as well as what's to come for the rest of this week, because it's going to be an interesting pattern of rain, no rain, rain, no rain.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like make up your mind. But hey, this is October in the inland Northwest. And it's everything from temps trending above normal now to being above normal in the afternoon and everywhere around normal in the next few days. We currently sit at 42 degrees, wind out of the south-southeast at just 5 miles per hour. And across much of the Northwest, temps mid to low 40s. Now, we are officially in what is typically the coldest hour of the day now for us here in the inland Northwest. So expect it to top or bottom out around here. I can actually see some breaks in the clouds overhead. So I've got faith that we see some sunshine because we find ourselves in this. This is what is known as a dry slot in meteorology. The reason is because there's the atmospheric river that brought us the weekend rain. Here's the storm. This is yet another occluded front wrapped around the storm itself, and we're kind of between those waves of energy. So for us, we hang on to more of that. And so throughout the day today, expect our clouds to kind of depart. Expect to see some sunshine. I think mid to late morning going to be fantastic. Then we'll see a little bit of cloud cover build in. We'll see a couple of isolated showers around sunset around the inland Northwest. Maybe a couple sprinkles for us, but that's the extent of it before yet another round of showers moves in tomorrow. That one a bit heavier at times, so enjoy this. That's temps in the mid-50s today. And yes, I do think we have plenty of sunshine as we kick things off. A couple of clouds build later on. Temps on the mild side for now. We've got a big change in the works. I'm talking about that coming up in your full forecast.
A body and a car were found submerged in Fernand Lake over the weekend, and police say the car matches the description of one belonging to a woman who went missing in early October.
So this is a story that Up with KREM has been following closely for weeks now. This morning, Nicole Hernandez is live at that lake where the car was found. Good morning, Nicole. What have you learned?
Yeah, good morning, guys. So right now, like you mentioned, I am live here at Fernand Lake, and Coeur d'Alene police tell us that someone actually called in to report seeing something white off in the distance off of this boat dock here. So they said specifically that they could only see it glinting in the sunlight when the sun hit it, but that is what Coeur d'Alene police responded to. And when they got here to the lake, that is when they found a car with a body inside of it. So the car belonged to Sharon Archer. She has been missing for about 1 month now. The person who found the car saw a post on Facebook about the search for Archer. That's when they decided to call in what they saw on Saturday. Police did end up finding the car about 150 feet from the shore. It was last seen driven by Archer. Now, at this point, police have not yet released the identity of the body or the cause of death, but they are still doing an investigation, and we'll make sure to give you updates as we get information. Live in Coeur d'Alene, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, 7:04 now, time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
First up, Spokane police are investigating after a child was shot in northeast Spokane. Police say the shooting happened near Whitman Elementary School around midnight on Sunday. The victim is in the hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Now, the victim told police they were shot by a group of teens. Police have not made any arrests, and anyone with information is asked to call Crime Check.
A grant is now making it possible for a new domestic violence court to open in Spokane. The YWCA Spokane and the Spokane Regional Domestic Violence Coalition got the grant on Thursday. Now, this $550,000 Justice for Families grant will be used to create and implement the new court. The money was awarded by the U.S. Justice Department Office of Violence Against Women. The court will specialize in having trained legal advocates providing trauma-informed support to victims of domestic violence.
Many local school districts are in dire need of more substitute teachers. Full-time teachers say it's left them scrambling to fill classrooms. Teachers in the Federal Way School District say it's not uncommon to now see multiple teachers covering classes. That district says it's now exploring additional recruitment and retention strategies, and that includes incentives like higher pay.
I'm going on maternity leave later this year, and trying to find a person to consistently be in front of my class is very stressful.
Teachers say they're worried about the impact the constant changes are having on students.
Well, if you've gotten accustomed to skipping the area code when you're dialing a phone number, it's definitely time to break that habit. Starting Sunday, all local calls needed to include 509 for that call to go through. So this dialing change is to ensure that everyone in the country will be able to access the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The line will use a 3-digit code of 988, which launches in 2022. But as of Sunday, all local calls with only 7 digits will not be completed as dialed. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Now on to our big story of the morning. A powerful low-pressure system is bringing rain and strong winds to the West Coast.
So tens of thousands of people are still without power today after Sunday brought the strongest winds of the season. Our sister station in Seattle is here now with an update.
Good morning. So still several branches here down on 228th Avenue. That's just about a mile up from East Lake Sammamish Parkway. I want to bring your attention to some down road signs here. Just a massive pile of down branches and a large tree that was blocking the road here on 228th Avenue in Issaquah yesterday afternoon for hours. But take a look at your screen from yesterday. That tree blocked the road, like I said, for several hours as crews worked to cut it. Puget Sound Energy says about 1,000 people in Issaquah were without power. Now you can see branches on power lines here that left neighbors, businesses, and a retirement community nearby without power starting around 9 in the morning. Some who came out to check the damage.
We have a fireplace that uses natural gas, so we can actually stay warm. We have plenty of flashlights.
Everybody's doing what they can. It's obviously widespread.
Now further out in Preston, just about 7 miles from here, 2 people died after a tree measuring 8 feet across fell on a vehicle yesterday afternoon. It happened on Preston Falls City Road. A reminder from the King County Sheriff's Office to take it slow and pay attention driving in the next couple of days with that wind. For now in Issaquah, Angela Kakade, KREM 2 News.
Now, of course, we'll continue to follow this storm. So for the very latest information, you can always head to our website, KREM.com, and we'll also be tracking it here on Up with KREM all morning long.
And this morning, we also want to know if you have any questions about the historic storm. Do you want to know more about it? Do you want to know more about the impact to Spokane? Or maybe you're wondering if something like this has happened before. Text us your questions, whatever you want. Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo will be taking your questions in just a few minutes.
Now still ahead, containers from a cargo ship seen floating overboard a day before a fire on the boat. This morning on Up with KREM, what caused the fire and how those containers ended up in the ocean in the first place.